Welcome back to another edition of Sports Scene. I'm Cameron Townsend. It's all about hoops, and this show is jam-packed with our boys and girls basketball teams trying to become state champs. First up, from the boys 2A bracket, we have our Overlea Falcons. They made their way to the state semifinals by beating Sparrows Point, Carver Votech, and Williamsport. Let's see how they fared against Westlake.
We now travel to Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring for the Class 2A State Boys Semifinals, where our Overlea Falcons take on the Westlake Wolverines of Charles County. In the first, Jalen Allen draws defenders away and finds an open Kevin Harris in the corner for the bucket. Harris back again with the drive through the lane in traffic. The Falcons would take a 23-19 lead into halftime. Picking it up in the second half, Westlake with a close lead. Karan Pittman with the pass to Nelson Bundy with the dish to Allen for the easy 2. Later, off the dribble Bundy from the wing to the basket. Overlea's still fighting. But the Wolverines were starting to pull away, like this easy 1 from Westlake's Jackson Prince. In the end, Overlea put up a valiant effort but couldn't close out the game. The Falcons would fall to the Wolverines with your final score 52-41.
Even though Overlea lost, they still had a great year. They were 8-15 in the 2019-2020 season and finished this season 21-5. Next up, we have our undefeated Baltimore County champs, the Parkville Knights. They would take care of business by beating Dundalk and would face Delaney in the 4A Boys Region Finals. We head out to Parkville as the Knights are looking to stay undefeated and advance to the next round of the Class 4A bracket. The visiting Delaney Lions didn't want their season to end. On Delaney's first possession, Sincere Barfield on the steal and looks up the court to find Karan Smith for the easy bucket. Delaney would come right back with this spin move by Ezra Toll. Parkville would go on a run led by Smith, who knocks down this 3. He scored 10 points in the quarter, and Parkville was up 15-9 with under 2 left in the quarter. But the Lions didn't back down as Toll drains a 3 of his own. Then, Graham Schultz finds Patrick Wynn for the deuce, and we are tied at 15 after 1. In the second quarter, Delaney picked up where they left off as Peter Highland scores on this jumper, and they take a 2-point lead. Another piece of Parksville's big 3, Dorian Jones, knocks down this 3. This game would go back and forth. They were tied up at 23 with 4 minutes left in the quarter. Parkville would take a 5-point lead as Jones throws down this dunk. And the third member of the Big 3 banks this floater, and they take a 32-27 lead to the break. The Big 3 poured it on with this dunk again by Jones. Smith dialing up long distance. Then Jones on the break with this sweet pass. Parkville wins 68-56. Jones, Smith, and Barfield combined for 51 points. Parkville demolished Duval and would match up against a good Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders team for the 4A state semifinals.
The 4A Boys State Semifinals matchup between Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders and the Parkville Knights is about to go down. Parkville's Baltimore County Player of the Year, Dorian Jones, is looking to stay undefeated and get to Xfinity Center. Parkville started the game slow, and Eleanor Roosevelt took advantage. They would take a 10-2 lead early in the quarter. But Parkville would battle back strong as their outside game started to heat up. They would tie it up at 15 with this lay-in by Jones to end the quarter. In the second, Jones gets the party started early with this flush. He dropped 14 on the night and got in some foul trouble. Then, Karan Smith goes baseline and drops his floater, and they would take a 22-16 lead. Eleanor Roosevelt would tie it up at 22, and both teams would battle back and forth. Imizi Iganu, a Susquehanna University commit, would power his way for the deuce, and Parkville takes a 31-29 lead for the break. Parkville started the third quarter strong in the paint. and from the outside. They were up 43-33. Parkville would get in some more foul trouble, and Eleanor Roosevelt was down 48-44 headed to the fourth quarter. Late in the quarter, Parkville with this dunk by Iganu, who dropped 14 on the night. Then, Sincere Barfield with this three, and they were up 55-51. Eleanor Roosevelt came back and would take a 57-55 lead. Then, Josiah Legree goes baseline and banks this shot in. All tied up at 57. This heavyweight match was not over yet. Eleanor Roosevelt would take the lead with this dunk. Parkville had one last chance, but the refs called a travel. Parkville goes down 59-57.
Now that was two heavyweights going at it. I know Parkville didn't finish the season like they wanted to, but going 24-1 is nothing to be ashamed of. Next up, on the girls' side, we have our Baltimore County champs, the Hereford Bulls. They beat Lansdowne and would face Newtown in the 2A Girls Region Finals.
We start with the region finals at Hereford High School. The visiting Newtown Titans looking to take down the Baltimore County champs, who have been playing some good, sound basketball. Early in the first quarter, Newtown was hot from the outside with his jumper by Naila Mingo. And Nasia Hart, who called glass on this three. Newtown was up 9-2 with 4 minutes left in the quarter. The Hereford Bulls would finish the quarter strong by making their free throws and in the low post with Jordan Peterson leading the way. With seconds left in the quarter, freshman Lauren Kraft finds Gabby Nieberlin for the buzzer beater deuce. Newtown up 9-8. The Bulls were draining threes in the second quarter. The Bulls would outscore Newtown 13-3 in the quarter with another buzzer beater by Nieberlin. The Bulls up 22-12. Early in the third, Newtown would get within 5 with this offensive rebound by Janai Burton. The Bulls ran their offense with precision and finds Kraft, who drains another three. Then, with great defense, Peterson would not be denied as she muscles her way to the cup for the deuce. Peterson and Kraft combined for 30 points as Hereford advances on with a 50-34 W. Great game by Hereford.
Hereford beat Westlake and moved on to face Gwynn Park in the 2A Girls State Semifinals. The Hereford Bulls would face off with the Gwynn Park Yellow Jackets for the state semifinals in girls basketball. The Hereford Bulls would be down 7-0 as the Gwynn Park Yellow Jackets dominated most of the first quarter. But with a series of great shots by number 30, Lauren Kraft, the Bulls were able to get in range of the Yellow Jackets' early lead. But it would be in the second quarter with a great pass across the court from Gabby Nieberlin to Jordan Peterson, who would get the layup for 2. That would tie the game at 12. With another great pass from 23, it would be Lauren Orner who shoots for 2 more points. At the half, once again, Gabby Nieberlin sneaks the ball past a swarm of Yellow Jackets to Kayla Nieberlin for 2 points. The score is 26-12, Hereford leads. Number 12, Lauren Orner would get the ball across the court through 2 Yellow Jackets for an additional 2 points. Number 5 from the Yellow Jackets would fight past a herd of Hereford Bulls with a great shot. But that would not be enough for Gwynn Park. Aubrey Ackerman would seal the deal with this nice swish for an easy 2. The Hereford Bulls would win the state semifinals over the Gwynn Park Yellow Jackets. The final score, 48-28 to advance. To College Park to take on Harford County's Falston Cougars. Falston's record at 22-4, Hereford's at 18-2 on the year. Early on, Hereford up 2. Cross-court pass to Lauren Kraft, who cans a 3 to put Hereford up 5-0. The best way to beat a zone defense? Great ball movement. Here's Lauren Orner from deep. 8-2 Hereford 4 minutes in. But there's more than one way to get it done. A little iso ball for Kayla Nieberlin, who gets the baseline jumper and then will head to the line for one more. That immediately followed by a great look in the paint by Gabby Nieberlein, who gets it to Jordan Peterson. She lays it up through contact, and it's 14-7 early in the second. Hereford would go on a 9-0 run, capped off by Kraft. Splash. Our score, 23-11. But Falston would take the lead for just a moment. Kraft says not so fast and brings it back even. Right back to who else? The sophomore splits her defenders and puts Hereford back in front with this floater. Late in the third, no one can pull away. Lauren Orner starts to catch fire from deep. Tie ball game, 34 apiece. Midway through the fourth, guess who? Lauren Kraft from deep. She has 25, and we're tied again. Getting late, Bulls down 1. A great save by Peterson eventually finds Kayla Nieberlein. She nails the jumper and Hereford takes the lead. But we'd need overtime for this one. Lauren Orner knocks down her 5th 3 of the day and Hereford is up 3. But it wasn't enough. Hereford finishes the year as the 2A state runners-up, losing a heartbreaker to Falston in double overtime by a final score of 57-56.
Tough loss by Hereford, but they had a great season. They have a young team, so look for them to be in the hunt for the title game next season. The Pikesville Panthers girls team would beat Francis Scott Key, Western Tech, Coppin Academy, and would face Forest Park in the 1A girls state semifinals.
We head to the campus of Richard Montgomery High School in Rockville as the 15-2 Pikesville Panthers take on Baltimore City's 9-1 Forest Park Foresters with the trip to the state championship game on the line. Late in the first, Pikesville down 1. Amaya Moore finds Amori Jarrett in the corner. The freshman knocks down a 3 and Pikesville takes the lead. Pikesville would go on an 11-0 run, starting with this 3 by Jada Males. And capping off with another triple by Jarrett. Now it's 21-10, Panthers up. And just for good measure, Amaya Fraser cans not 1, but 2 of her own. Going into the half, Panthers up 31-19. Now here's Jarrett again. She gets the takeaway and Euro steps to the glass for 2. She's in 9th grade, folks. And it doesn't end there. Here's what Forest Park thought would be the last play of the third, but all Autumn Edison needed was about 6 seconds to get down the court and launch a buzzer beater that would put Pikesville up 16. Late in the game, Pikesville with a comfortable lead, but why not add 3 more? Frazier does just that, and Pikesville takes down Forest Park by a final score of 58-33 to advance to the state championship game against the Catoctin Cougars. We begin at the Xfinity Center for the girls' 1A state championship game as the Pikesville Panthers, who are on a 15-game winning streak, were looking to get their second title. They will be facing the number 1 seed, Catoctin Cougars. The Pikesville Panthers would get on the board with this lay-in by Jada Males. Late in the first quarter, Catoctin would build a 14-6 lead. Pikesville missed a lot of shots, but they would end the quarter strong. Aaliyah Taylor would get the and 1, and they were only down 14-11 at the end of the quarter. Catoctin controlled the second quarter and outscored Pikesville 11-4 as they continued to miss easy shots. Pikesville trailed Catoctin 25-15 at the break. Pikesville switched from man to zone and came out of the break strong as Amaya Fraser gets the lay-in. Then, freshman Amori Jarrett caught fire with this 3 and they trailed 27-24. With a minute and a half left in the quarter, Jarrett didn't let the bright lights scare her with this nice move, putting them up 31-30. Catoctin would go on a 5-0 run to end the third quarter. With 4:22 left, Pikesville's Jarrett, who dropped 20 on the night, would tie up the game at 37 with this amazing shot. Then, they took the lead with this shot by Taikisha Hill. But Catoctin would take a 42-41 lead with a minute and 41 seconds left. Pikesville would then go on a 10-0 run. By playing great defense and making their free throws down the stretch. Just like that, Pikesville wins 51-42 and are the 1A girls state champs for the second time in school history. Great season, and they were led by the sensational freshman Amori Jarrett. Congratulations to our Pikesville Panthers, who are state champs. Another young team who could look to repeat. That'll wrap it up for another edition of Sports Scene. Thanks for watching. I'm Cameron Townsend, and I'll see you next time.